I be looking you in my fans. Look at me like I dance, but you know my own hand. Looking at me like I got another chance. Looking at me like I fan, but you know my own hand. Looking at me like I been, but you know my own tan. I be just paid, that's why I say. But I don't wanna be like I did say. I don't wanna trace nowhere to pay. I don't wanna hear you with another say. I don't wanna hear you. I don't wanna hit nobody to be a two. I don't wanna be talking to you. I don't wanna be you. I don't wanna be paid. I don't wanna be paid. I wanna call you, so I say what you ever wanna pay. Looking at me like I got all the race. Looking at me like I face, but you know my own pay. Looking at me like I pay, but you know my own hate. Looking at me like I say, but I never say. I never pay. I never wanna pay. I don't wanna say. I don't wanna lay. I don't wanna pay, but you know my name. Looking at me like I hit on my team. Then I be asking for the dime. Don't lunch all your time like a red car. Wanna be like Dead Star, but you know my own just now the vector. But you know my red velvet car. Looking at me like I got all my name. Looking at me like I trace, but you know my own face. Looking at me like I taste, but you know my own face. Looking at me like I face, but you know my own taste. Looking at me like I pay, but you know my own trace. Looking at me like I hit no lover. I don't wanna suffer. I don't wanna hit you with some might on the lover. I don't wanna love. I don't wanna serve, cause you know that I be hitting my own love. Looking at me like I got a chance. Looking at me like I dance, but you know my own fan. Looking at me like my friend, because you know my own friend. Looking at me like a friend, because you know my own hand. You're looking at me like I got a tan. You know me and my dance. I be hitting you with like I'm a chance, cause you know that I be hitting my own frame. I be calling my friend and my friend, cause you know that I be hitting my trace with no fame. I be calling you so you be on my unknown. I be calling you so you be on my unknown. Looking at me like a tall block in a 17. I'm a whole 11, yeah. My liver is not gonna 17, yeah. I know my 17 is not 11, yeah. Looking at me like I don't. Looking at me like a dome. Looking at me like a dome. Looking at me like a dome.